the Duke list.
Yeah.
The idea, there's some interesting thing. I just wanted your view on this. Like this young woman, I mean, and it's only really worth talking about insofar as it's now become like a massive news story on a national scale. It's not an internet story anymore. And a lot of the parents of the young men who are profiled as sexual conquests by this woman athlete at Duke have raised serious complaints, even threatened legal action. And there's been just some interesting editorials on the Duke University campus about a kind of sexism and a kind of objectification towards these young men, which is very damaging. And normally this kind of thing, I'll be honest with you, I scoff at it the way I scoff at when people say things like reverse racism, and I just roll my eyes. And then as a man, I read her thing. And she gets into pretty serious detail about some pretty delicate body parts. And I wanted to know what your thoughts were about the list, about the way it intersects with athletics, and that all of this really was in the athletic department at Duke, and about what your thoughts were about does this represent liberation, that women feel like they can write about these things? Is this a kind of Madonna-esque empowerment, or is this just all of us becoming equals in moral poverty, I guess?
Yeah, again, I'll go with the latter. I'll pick up C on that one too. No, it's not good. I mean, I guess it's the reverse, as you said, of what we've come to believe. You know, men rating women. You know, even I just saw the Facebook movie. You know, The Social Network, and that's how he got going. You know, by pitting women against, you know, voting who's hotter or whatever that was on the Facebook in the movie anyway. So this is the reverse. So I guess I could have, there's a little, not happiness or joy, but a little bit of a way to notch and say, okay, well, there's check mark there that women can do this to men too. Okay. Yeah. So to the point you were making that there is a bit of a, you know, equal standard there, equality there, I guess. But
as a man, I was reading it and I was like, ooh, that makes me a little uncomfortable.
Right. And you know, maybe this is a good, I mean, I'm trying to look for silver linings here of a bad situation. Maybe it will show men, hey, this is what you've done about women over the years. So
yeah.
Do you like it? No.
How's it feel?
You know, maybe that's a possible thing there. Duke, you know, here's Duke again.
Wow.
Of all places, Duke. And I do, no, I think what we should learn from sports, and what you and I as commentators on sports try to, I guess, bring to the conversation is good, healthy competition and better people and better, healthier bodies, and we're creating young leaders. I've often said in speeches, Dave, that whatever that little girl is going to be that you see in the kitchen every morning, you know, whether she's going to be a mother, a doctor, a lawyer, a journalist, a coach, a teacher, whatever she's going to be, whatever she's going to grow up to be, she will be better at it because she played sports. I believe that, and I say the same thing, of course, about a young boy, a young man. So this kind of flies in the face of that okay, an entitled athlete then feels it's okay to do this. It does not please me. Even if it is a kind of turned on its head sense of equality. No, I don't know. What do you think?
I mean, I think we're in a culture now where at this point it either has destroyed this young woman's life or she gets a book deal in her own sex therapy show.
Probably the latter again, if I can go for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I don't get it. I mean, think of the Brett Favre stuff, and I know you probably have to break, but the Favre stuff, 15 years ago, we would have never known about this because no mainstream newspaper, mainstream network could have been able to touch it.
Right. And no one would have thought to send photographs in such a way. I mean, imagine like the 30-year ago equivalent, like you take a picture and snail mail, you send it to a young woman you're trying to court in some way. I don't think that's how Mickey Mantle did it.
No, I don't either. And these stories are just going to keep coming, and it's going to get stranger and weirder because the internet opens up all these great things, but also opens up these troublesome areas. And I know you and I will have a lot to talk about in the future, but it doesn't make me happy that sports has taken this turn. I know it doesn't make you happy either.
And on a happy question, who do you like in the World Series, Christy?
Oh, the Phillies. Oh, my goodness. What has happened? Break up the Phillies. How did this happen?
I know, right? It's like I keep looking for the pinstripes and the Yankee cap underneath the red. It seems a little frightening to me.